Hello everybody. I think I'll call it part one this. I'm sure I need to show something later. But this is my latest creation. What it is a Edison blue Amberol record player. So it's those cylinder records that was created way back before the flat LPs and singles, and before, way before MP3s, definitely. Anyways, I thought I'd make a nice small portable one. The size of it, this is the size of it. It's only about 8 inches long. This from here to here is 8 inches, so it's very portable, and I've made it out of hardboard. Believe it or not. I'll show you it in a minute. I'm going to show you it working. I just want to show you some features. So what I'm using is a modern stylus. Now this is a completely different way of actually playing one than the old original players. The players had a fixed screw drive that actually sent the needle along, and it had a trolley that went along on skids to keep the stylus a perfect distance away from the cylinder. Whereas I'm using like the old record players with a stylus arm. It pivots here, so I can show you that if we just look at view on top. So this is the view on top, and so if we go stylus arm, right, so this actually rotates. Let me just reduce the rotation. So it'll rotate sort of like that much, basically. Oh, actually those weights aren't moving. Just let me just put them weights in there. There we go. Yeah, so now when the stylus arm moves, there we go. So the stylus arm will oh damn, I got that too big again. There we go. So it will move. No, it's not going to move like that, otherwise it's going to fall off into it, obviously. So yeah, I've done a bit of magic to keep it sort of thing, but what it can do, it can move in sort of that amount on this pivot. But if we look close here, what I've got here is a magnet, and there are two reed switches here and here. So as this arm moves forward, this magnet gets close to this reed switch and switches it on, and that in turn turns this motor on here. Hang on, let's just put that back so you can see how it moves. So I'll just go OK with that, and then I can select this motor. So we've got our motor here, which is driving a pulley wheel. This pulley wheel that moves there, and I've got a rubber belt which is fastened to this trolley. Let's just highlight the whole thing. So that's a stylus arm. Yeah, so basically that rubber band is an idler pulley at this side. So as the arm swings across, switches the reed switch on here, it will then turn this motor on, and the motor will move the whole assembly along this line. So basically what it does, it keeps this arm parallel right angles to the cylinder as it goes along, and it'll move along as it plays, like so. I'll show you this on the rail thing in a minute. So OK with that. And also what we can do is when we want to change the cylinder, what I've done is it'll also pivot on that point there. So if we go like so, it can actually pivot like that. Let me just pause for a moment. Right, I'm back there. There we go. So it'll pivot up, but also what we can see is that it can be lifted and moved down the slot. Let's see if I can get that in picture. There, so it'll go down the slot, and this alters the balance of the pivot arm. And then what happens is it stays upwards, and we've got a backstop here, so it'll stay on that backstop. Where are we? It'll stay on that. There we go. Backstop once it's. Oh, hang on. I haven't got it pivoting around that bit there, so basically that goes there. So that'll end up there, and then obviously this end, because we've moved off centre of balance, this arm will stay up then while you change the cylinder. And so the cylinder, let's close that one. So to change the cylinder, this whole mandrel that rotates all pivots up, and it's actually sat on this rest here at this end. So if we look at this mandrel, so we've got our mandrel assembly. That there then can pivot. Let's have a look and get the right thing. There we go. That all pivots up like so. And then you can just slide. I'll hold it at that, and then what we can do is we can slide that off basically and replace the new one. So I'll just cancel that. Oh no, it doesn't do that now. Yeah, there we go, that's back in place now. And then so what I'll do is I'll just rotate that back down again. Which one is it? Can't see. There we go. Oh, no, wrong one. Back. Actually, yeah, if I go back like that, there we go, there we go. So, yeah, that all does. And to turn this, I've just got a small motor down here. This is a small motor that I got out of an old CD-ROM drive. And it's got a rubber belt, which goes on to... Let's see if I can just get that arm back down where it was. Yeah, there we go, okay. These things are just little weights on the end, so you can get the perfect balance. But you can see that this disc here that rotates, I've placed a sensor down at the bottom, and what I plan to do eventually is take sensor readings of it rotating so that I can keep it at the exact speed. At the moment I've just got this sensor here, which is connected to them two infrared diodes, infrared LEDs. I've just got it connected to my oscilloscope, so I can tune it to the right speed. But that's it. So that rotates. The pickup goes on there, and I'm just using a little cheap mono amplifier. So I'll just give it a twirl, so you can see. Right, it all looks like. You can pick this up in your hand. It's really portable. It's very small and it's very light because it's made out of hardboard. You know, that cardboard stuff for the hardboard. You'll see it in a moment. So yeah, I hope you like that. Let's go and look at the real thing. I'll just pause. Wrong pause. Right, so here it is. I don't know if you can see that where my mouse is, but I've got a little scratch in this record, this cylinder record. I don't know if I did it or it was like that. I got this really cheap. I got it cheap just so I could make it, because I needed to know what dimensions it was to work around. Let me just move it about a bit. So yeah, so you can see how small it is. It's tiny. It's very tiny. Now, just one moment. I'll just pause. I'm back. Sorry about that. Right. So yeah. So this is it. It's very small. This is the arm. As I was trying to explain. Oh, let's see if I can get all the wires. You can see that it's when it's in this slot here, it's biased to sort of stay upright while you can change the cylinder. It just slides off the end and you just push it on, and it's a snug fit. Because it's tapered inside, so basically it's got a snug fit, and you just push it on, and it stays there. And then when you bring the arm down, you can see you just pull it into the forward slots, like so. It sits like that, and then it's balanced to actually drop onto the cylinder. Let me just put that back for now. There we go. Yeah, and I've got my little things here and my sensor underneath there, and there's the motor. So yeah, I think that just about shows it all there, doesn't it? So I just wanted to show you how small it is and easy it is to. It's a portable thing and carry around. At the moment, what I've just got is I've just got a little H-bridge driver for driving this little motor. Let me just. Well, I'll show you that in a minute. I've got a little speaker here, and at the moment I'm just controlling the speed by a little motor controller, speed controller. It's just guesswork with this knob, basically, to get the speed right. It may sound a bit fast or a bit slow until I intend on getting a microcontroller to control the speed, but that's a ways away yet. And this is the little amplifier. All it is it's just one of those little. It's an AB class amplifier, push-pull thing. It's just a mono amplifier, and I'm only connected to one output of the stylus because it's a stereo stylus. So yeah, let's start it up. I'll just add some power. Right, and I don't know if you can see that, but I'll just put it back in its slot, proper slot. But if I move this arm along, the back trolley follows it as it moves. So have I got some power? Yeah, I might have to just put a little bit more power on there. I don't know if you'll be able to hear that. I'll try and keep my mic a bit close to it. I tell you what, I'm just going to take my mic off and hold my mic close to it while it plays. Remember, there's going to be a bit of ticking towards the end because of where I've scratched it. That's the clicking. I hope that wasn't annoying. I'll just run it back to the start again. Let me just put the microphone back on. Right, I'll just stop it there, and like I said, just to bring it back to the beginning, all you do is you just hold it in the direction you want to go. You can move it wherever you want, just as you wish. So what I'll do is I'll just put it near the start, and I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna get my camera and try and get you a different view. Yeah, I'll just mention, I know about the speed change when this actually moves. There's two motors, there's this motor here and then the motor down there, and basically I've stuck this big capacitor on here, but I need to sort out the power distribution so that it doesn't vary. So I think once I have actually got some control of the speed from a microcontroller, I think I will reduce that sort of sort of slowing down and speeding up a bit. But as I say, it's just it's how far I've got so far. I just hope you liked it. Let's see him brighten that up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Looked a bit in the dumps there. Yeah, so yeah, well, if you watched it to the end, thanks for watching, and see you on part 2 hopefully.